NSJT, no secrets, just truth, wisdom. When I open my eyes to the reality of what life is, what I see is the strength and the power of wisdom. Now, you see, wisdom is different than knowledge. Knowledge is something that you repeatedly learn, like your ABCs, your 1, 2, 3s, how to walk, how to talk. Wisdom is to know something before it even happens, to understand your circumstances, how to divide your time. Wisdom gives you the ability to be able to read souls. That's how come when you meet your friends, you know that you identify with them. It's because wisdom, the inner spirit, can tell whether that person is real or a fantasy. Oh, see, I ain't messing around this morning. I'm not playing games. Wisdom is better than knowledge. Some people will feel bad when they don't achieve the brass ring that they want to achieve. They want to be the good student. They want to be good and great at whatever they decide to do in life. But they need to understand that wisdom is different than knowledge. Knowledge you get from the books. You get from someone else's wisdom. You get to make your own choices on what direction you go in. It is the reason why I'm an advocate for education. Education helps set your mind free when you begin to learn about Aristotle and Socrates, when you begin to learn about the Roman Empire, when you begin to learn in biology about the body, in math class about dimensions and algebra. This is your heritage. Knowledge is your heritage. You earn that. You have to climb through mountains to get to where you need to go with knowledge. But with wisdom, you're born with it. And I'm going to tell you that wisdom has some side effects. You end up having a heart. You end up having a soul. Some people may say they understand, but they truly don't understand the prism in which you must live and look at your life. Today is a day of reflection. Today is a day of saying that I've had enough walking down the path that has brought me to nowhere, and I'm ready to go to a path that brings me somewhere. My argument in life is most people take their life for granted. For me, I never could take life for granted. I was born with wisdom. I could see life 3D, three-dimensional. My way, your way, and the right way. I was a young child when I first started being abused. Didn't realize it was because my father left. Learned that later on in life. But my mother instilled in me so much power of knowledge and embarked on me a journey of wisdom. Her ways were not right, but they got the job done for me. She used to make us sit down and write Bible scriptures over and over again, made us read it over and over again, remind us the meaning of each scripture every day. She didn't drink. She didn't do drugs. She lived in the inner city, in the ghetto, but she is well respected because she defends and advocates for children. She told me their stories as I was growing up of children in my classroom who came to school with holes in their underwear, who came to school with a beer because they didn't know no better because their daddy was drinking beer all the time. To the ones who brought knives to school, to the ones who brought guns to school. She told me their plights. She told me their struggles. It made mine seem insignificant. It made my life seem as though, yes, I was abused, but it won't half as bad as everybody else had it. Yes, we did starve for a year, but it won't as bad as starving for so many years because your mama is selling her food stamps. My mother would shop for us and control the food and share when others did not have anything. It is the reason why now she can live in comfort and have no job and yet still be taken care of, because God said that you should not worry about your shelter and what you should eat, because the birds and the animals do not worry about those things. You had not a year to your life worrying than you do trusting in God. My sister reminds me of the ultimate fighter, a success story. She went through abuse, and she's decided for her family she's going to break the chain. She's decided for herself that she is going to break the chain. See, she didn't finish high school, but she went back and got her GED. She didn't stop there. She went to TCC. She didn't stop there. She went to ODU. And right now is at ODU. She got two beautiful girls, and she raised them to love and respect life. She raised them to love and respect God. She does what she can for my mother. She speaks to my father even though I can't. See, my father was in jail for rape. Spent 25 years in jail. My whole life I knew nothing about him because my mother didn't want to dishonor him. She let it slip when I was like 8 years old. She doesn't remember, but I do. Life is not simple. Life is complex. The journey you will take, you will need to have wisdom with you. In Proverbs, it says wisdom is the oldest thing in the world. It's the oldest spirit in the world. It's the thing in which God used to mold the world. You don't believe me? Read it. But I'm telling you that you need wisdom when you pray. Don't pray for everything else. Pray for wisdom so that you can understand your life, so you can understand the pain, the reason why you went through pain. It was a way of training you to be better. It was a way to train you to be greater. It was a way to train you so that you can make the choices that you need to make when you need to make them in a crisis. When your life ain't going right, you can compare it to another time in your life when you struggle to make it through. And it gives you the power to be able to make it through when the devil tries to keep you from the destiny you were born to live. I'm here to tell you, I understand your story. My mother came here with nothing, left her family behind to marry somebody who broke her heart, and yet she still raised two beautiful children to be strong in the world, to be able to say, I'm going for the brass ring, it's going to be mine. You don't hear me because I'm not playing with you. This not grandma's kitchen. I'm not about to sprinkle sugar on something. I'm trying to tell you the truth. I had people who joked me, made fun of what I believe, made fun of the core of me, played mind games to try to get me to follow behind them. I don't play follow the leader. I am the leader. Undisputed, a leader of my life. Not only do I fight to breathe and live every single day, I do God's will. You may pay 10% in the church. I pay 10% in people. I believe you should have the finer things in life if you decide to do the right things in life. I believe you should be blessed if you decide that you serve the Lord. I believe you should be taught how to defend yourself when critics and everybody else doubt you. I teach you how to use your voice to change circumstances. I teach you how to change it on paper so that people realize your ideals and your morals and your ethics come from a certain place in your life. To write with heart, to write with belief, to know that you have changed things in the world, to be reminded you should be loved not by the reason you have so much in life. Love is not a gift of the popular, but the birthright of our life. So yes, when we are abused, we reject the notion of abuse. When we are discouraged, we reject the notion that you don't have the courage to say that we belong somewhere higher than we are right now. Some of us didn't have a good start to life, but we still deserve the dream that you have. We deserve the dreams that we have. And if ain't nobody gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, you deserve it. But you gotta know about wisdom. Wisdom teaches that you met the Father because he created you with a purpose. You stood before him. You came into this world and you just didn't remember. He's with you all the time. Even when you reject him, he's with you. He's not a maid to clean up the messes that you make in your life, but he is there to teach you how to move all the crap out of your way and get straight to the point, and how to live life, how to protect the family, how to protect yourself. He teaches you everything that you need to know so that you can be a leader of your life. So that those who know not the way see your light and begin to move in that direction. See, a good friend won't let you go down the path of destruction. A good friend wouldn't let you destroy your life, but keep it. A good friend wouldn't just agree with you when you say things, they confront you. A good friend shape and mold the best of who you are. I've had only 2 best friends in my life, and I love them dearly. I would give my life for them. I would give my life for a stranger in the street because I believe that deeply. That if that is the cost of their freedom, I give it to them. There are those who mock me when I speak because I say I refuse to go to heaven if I believe that there are those who do so much in life who remind me why I believe that Superman is the best character. Oh, you can laugh. Because it showed me that there are people that are heroes in my life, like my goddaughter, who passed away at 9 months, for who I wear the Superman symbol for, because she passed away at 9 months of living in this world. She had hydrocephalus, and if you don't know what that is, that's water on the brain. She was blind. She was born with so many organs missing, but that little girl smiled each and every day she had on this earth, even when she was sick, even before she died. When I came home to take care of her and she had a feeding tube, but she was smiling, I couldn't do nothing but feel the passion, the desire to confront life with a smile. Even though every doctor said she was in pain, she would look around the room and giggle and laugh. And you knew that she saw the angels if you knew her. She reaffirmed what I believe in God. She made me a better man, a better godfather, a better warrior for God. Everything I do now, I do in her name. Everything I say in her name. Because she was before the presence of God, and I knew it. I gave up a chance to go to Hawaii for my baby girl, and I don't regret it. I don't regret every time I held her in my arms and spoke to her about God, passing on messages because I knew she saw the angels, asking her to watch out for us. I am blessed because of wisdom. I do not reject other people's truth. I listen. As a friend, I embark on you the truth. I offer you the orange juice. You say, what do I mean about the orange juice? It's a part of my teaching. I say, no one will ever go to a store and pick up orange juice, get home and pour it out in this apple juice, and stand there and keep the apple juice. If you do, you're stupid. You end up going back to the store and buying the orange juice and saying to the manager, why did you sell me apple juice? I wanted orange juice. That's what I came here for. That's what I spent my money for. That's what I want. So I say that in people. When you come and deal with me, you're dealing with who I am. I am who I am. That shall never change. That is written in the stone. That is written in my heart. That's written on the page of every poem that I write. It's the fact that you're born free. That you should have love in your life. that what's going on in the world is not right. I demand to be an advocate because the generations that are coming away from God are the younger generation. They're the ones that follow behind us. And it is our birthright to teach them of the ancestors, the struggles and strife that they went through to get us from there to here. And I'm not just talking about the African American community, I'm talking about the Christian community. The sacrifice of your ancient generations that came before you, that fight for the right for you to know the wisdom of the world, who impart upon you a greater knowledge, a reason to fight for your life. If you have one in your life, this is the time that you show them you love them. This is the time that you begin to speak with power. When people ask me why I'm so passionate about life, it's because I am dying. Don't know when, don't know how, I just know. I was diagnosed with lupus. There is no cure. I have several other illnesses that you'll later learn about. It's hard for me to talk about. But I walk every day with the cane and the walker, losing strength, but standing strong in spirit. My body may be yet dying, but my spirit is still stronger than ever. My reason for who I am is stronger than ever. The reason of my name, Jezreel, sow the seeds of God, is what it means. Jezreel is more than a name to me. Jezreel is the birthright name of me. Because I didn't just go through life, I went through life and changed in the fact of life. I stared down the enemy and I destroyed him over and over and over again. When he said that he would take from me what is great and what is perfect, I told him he couldn't take that away, because only God gives each person a soul to be a gift of life. There's 7 billion gifts of life upon this earth, and all that came from wisdom. So I say, yes, you knew the Lord before you came here. You knew the Lord before you was born. You speak to him all the time, and he speaks to you all the time. When he say, hold on, pay attention, don't step off the curb right now, and your reaction just suddenly looks at the car coming flying past. We each had a moment in our life when we knew God was actually real. Where Adam ate the apple, that is the reason why we have flesh, and it was a blinding cloth. It was the veil that fell upon him. He was like a god, but he couldn't live forever. He had ate from the tree of knowledge, so he knew better. When the spirit of wisdom in him, he knew how to survive. This is the 21st century. This is the evolution, the re-beginning of Adam. In the three-dimensional life that we live. I say we see it through the prism of a one-way mirror, because only we can see our life and God. Your relationship is deeper than what the pastors say. It's deeper than what the people in church say. Your faith has to be so deep, you have concrete evidence in your life that the Lord has touched you and made a miracle out of you. And my family, I can say that. I can champion for the causes of children because I understand what it's like to grow up not having it all. I know what it's like to think of the next generation, that they have every tool and every gift and every ability they can have to defeat the enemy and continue living their life. Those who trying to break the cycle know what it is. They're fighting hard every single day so they can offer their children the dream they never had. And the only way to get there is through wisdom. I'm not playing today. I'm speaking to you for real today. I'm telling you who I am today. The passion and the desire of why I stand today. Why I go through physical therapy every 2 days. And work my heart out to learn to walk again. To be able to stand with humility and belief in others. I say the children of destiny is our generation, the generation who hear this call, the generation who is willing to break the cycle, the generation who is trying to overcome just being nobody into somebody, but somebody true, somebody faithful, somebody real. It takes love of self to believe in love. It takes love of self to be able to believe in love and have children and love them and teach them the valuable lesson of what love is. The faith and values you must have is the faith and values that life is amazing. The God is the all-powerful. Today is a day not just to reflect on the past, but it's a day to remind you that the past made you who you are today and who you will be when destiny finds you and who you will be before the Lord. And if they don't match up in the mirror, then it's time for a change. It's time to listen and hear his voice. And if you can't hear him, I'll remind you of him every single day. That's what my writing is about. It's not about just love. It's about the cause of every single day, every decision you have to make. I want you to understand that the Lord is with you on each and every occasion. That he has never forgotten you. You have forgotten him. To those who preach false messages, I say shame on them. Shame on them who say you will be saved, but the devil will hunt you even more now that you're saved, and then move the message on. I say the message stays the same. How to defeat the enemy that has been haunting me my whole life. It is written in the pages of the Bible, and if they won't preach it, I will. That is what this is about. A decision of your life. A decision of where you stand. Whether you believe like I do in every single moment of life that God is greater than I am. That I bow before him and I worship him because he is an awesome God. He frees you from bondage. He frees you from the situation. He stands before you as a light. He stands before you as a direction. He stands before you as a path. He stands before you as a doorway. He is an awesome God. He takes you from nothing to somewhere positive in your life. He does not forsake you. You forsake him. Malcolm X said, you can't hate the roots of the tree and hate the tree. You can't love the tree and hate the roots.